question 4 from 13.2. If a box of sweet is divided among 24 children, they will get 5 sweets each. How many would each get if the number of children is reduced by 4? Okay, so more the number of children, the lesser will be share of each. So again, this is an inverse proportion, right? So like here, the two quantities we were talking about is the number of children. Suppose I am representing that by x, and number of sweets each child is getting is being represented by y. So in the first go, they had said that there were 24 children and then each was getting 5. Next, they are saying number of children reduced by 4. So 4 less. 24 minus 4. Now the number of children is 20. So how many sweets would be there in share of each? So because of this being in inverse proportion, we know x1 y1 will be equal to x2 y2. So this was x1, this was y1. This is x2 and y2 we need to evaluate. So we'll put the values. So for y2, 20 will go to the denominator here. Cancelling it out by first by 5, 5 4s are 20 and 4 6 are 24. So we conclude that if there were only 20 children, then each one would be getting 6 sweets. For the fifth one now, it has been said farmer has enough food to feed 20 animals in his cattle for 6 days. How long will this food last if there were 10 more animals there? Okay, so again, the more the number of animals, the shorter for the shorter period the food is going to last. More people will have it faster. Okay, so number of animals increasing, number of days would decrease. So this is again an inverse proportion. So keeping that in mind, again the two things we were talking about here, number of animals represented by x, days the food is lasting being represented by y, then x1, that means in first case it was given we had 20 animals, then the food was lasting for 6 days. So now number of animals increased by 10. So we will add 10 to it. So 20 plus 10, now we have 30 animals there. So how long will this food last now is our question. So clearly it was inverse proportion we discussed just now. So put the values, x1 is 20, y1 is 6, x2 is 30 and y2 we need to find. So to find y2, this 30 will go to the other side, will come in denominator. So 0, 0 cancels out, 3 2s are 6 and 2 2s are, now we have the food is going to last for only 4 days if we had 30 animals there. Okay. Then comes your seventh one. These are easy, children, you will try in between on your own. Okay, sixth one is simple enough. Then seventh I am taking up, even that is simple but thoda uska language mein wo hai, to avoid confusion I have discussed that with you. So we have a batch of bottles that were packed in 25 boxes with 12 bottles in each box. So you understand, as they've shown you here in the figure also, there is this packing in which in one pack we are putting 12 bottles. Okay, and such we have 25 boxes. Then in the second case they are saying now they are putting 20 bottles in one pack. So how many packs or boxes will be there? So naturally if एक में आप ज़्यादा बॉटल डाल दोगे तो number of packs are going to reduce. So more the number of bottles in one pack, lesser will be the number of packages. So this is again inverse proportion. Number of bottles increasing, package decreasing. Okay, so we will take it as the two quantities, number of boxes being represented by x, number of bottles by y. So first they had said that, I'll read the language from here and then you can keep filling in the entries. Okay, so in the first case there were 25 boxes, then 12 bottles in each. Now if the same batch is packed into 20 bottles, so ye niche aayega. Okay, number of bottles we have taken as y. So now there are 20 bottles here. Then how many boxes will be there is a question mark. So x2 is unknown. Okay, but yes, it was in inverse proportion again. So we would say x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2. So put the values. X1 was 25. 25 into 12 is equal to x2 unknown into y2 was 20. Again 20 goes to the denominator here. So 5 it is getting cancelled. 5 5s are 25. 5 4s are 20 and 4 3s are 12. So 5 3s are 15. Now we'll have to have 15 boxes to adjust 40 in each. Okay. Try 8th, 9th on your own. Now I'm coming to the 10th one, which has two parts to it. So I've done that. Two persons could fit a new window in a house in 3 days. In case 1, they are saying, first part, one person fell ill before the work started. How long would the job take now? Then the second, they are saying, if how many people will be required if we need to fit that same window just in 1 day. Okay, so what are the two things we are talking about here? This is number of people doing the work and the number of days the work is done. So we'll take the two variables here. Number of people or persons suppose is x and number of days required for the work is suppose y. So first उसने बताया था if two people were working the work would be done in 3 days. Now one fell ill, so we are left with only one person for the first part. So they're asking how long will the time for how long will they do this work, or will that person be able to do the work. And in the second go, likewise, I've merged the two here because it was the same thing being talked about. Okay, so here only I've done the working to save the time. Then in the second go, the work has to be done in 1 day. यहाँ पे number of days unknown थे, यहाँ पे number of people unknown है. Okay, but the quantities are the same, so we can merge it here. So how many people will be required to do the work in 1 day? So here your y2 was unknown, here your x3 is unknown. Okay, so for the first part, again, because they are in inverse proportion, their products will all be constants or will be equal. So for the first part, you can skip this. Consider this equation. x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2. So your x1 was 2, y1 was 3. x2 was 1 and y2 we need to find. So y2 will come out to be 6. Okay, so if only one person was doing that job, then he would take 6 days to do that work. Then in the second go, you can skip this portion and you can consider x1 y1 equal to x3 y3. So again 2 into 3 will be equal to x3 unknown here, and number of days was 1. So 6 people will be required to do the work in 1 day. Okay, so these are simple questions, beta. You just need to only simply understand whether it is a direct proportion or inverse proportion. So if it is inverse, then you consider this equality, and if it is direct proportion, then you consider the ratio same. x1 upon y1 is equal to x2 upon y2. Okay, that is all. Then if you put it in this way, tabular form, then your work becomes easy. Okay, so try and complete this exercise and let me know the problems from here.